Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make them bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
Yeah, we might want to cut that. Doubt me again. I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm smarter. Who's gonna stand in this ring and who is it that's gonna break first? Because I know it's not gonna be me.
Said in your interviews and stuff, trying to make it unique. It's my job.
Quiet on the set. So look at you.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you guys ready?
Everyone ready? Yep, we're ready to go. Okay, so Henry, I wanted to start almost exactly 3 years ago, the last time you fought, May 9th, 2020, UFC 249 against Dominick Cruz. Did you know before that fight what you were going to say on the mic after, which was, I'm going to retire from the sport? Was that something that was in the moment, or did you know that week you'd maybe retire after that fight?
I'm retiring tonight, Joe. Triple C's out. You guys don't have to hear my ass no more.
That whole week is like I felt it. I didn't know I was gonna retire until maybe a couple days into getting into Jacksonville with the whole COVID stuff. You know, I'm just like, what else am I fighting for? You know, something that I've always loved is competition, but I wanted to compete in other things. You know, so when I thought about a fight with Dominick Cruz, I'm just like, man, this is all I've been doing from age 11 to age 33, competing at the highest levels and winning at the highest levels. And I'm like, man, when am I going to get an opportunity to get a chance to actually get to know me rather than always just competing? So the simple fact that I took that leap of faith and literally retired has been the best 3 years of my life, you know? Why did I retire? Because I've accomplished, look around, dude. You guys look around. Olympic gold, 2 UFC belts, multiple national titles, 4 state titles. If I was to never compete ever again, I'd be extremely happy and satisfied, you know. But as I go back and I think of those 3 years that I had, man, these last 3 years have been the best 3 years of my life. Like, it hasn't been me picking up a belt and or getting a gold medal. Like, it's been more understanding me, you know, having fun, starting this YouTube channel, sharing technique, traveling the world, not having to compete in fighting, but doing it in other things that has really put things into perspective for me. Having a family, getting married, you know, the unpredictabilities of life, of understanding what is it that I'm doing now that I'm not fighting. Can I make a living not fighting, or am I just a fighter? Because if you will notice, man, there's a lot of people that will fall into that'll fall into those deep waters of them not knowing who is it that they are. They just think, oh, it's just meant to be a fighter. I'm just meant to be a warrior. You know what I am? I am a competitor, and I've been able to make a good living with what I'm doing now. And why am I coming back? I'm coming back for more history. I'm coming back to make more gold. Coaching guys like David Cifragredo to a world championship fight, Yuri Prochazka to a world championship fight, Jon Jones to a championship fight, Demetrius Johnson to retain his title as the flyweight king. I've been able to understand too, like, my gifts. So I've been inspired by a lot of these legends on how much is it that I really know. You know, now as I no longer become the coach, but now I'm the one that's going to go out there as an athlete, as a fighter, and literally walk the talk now. You see, so to me, I find it fun. The simple fact that I am the underdog once again, and I think that's all. I think that's something that I've always been accustomed to. So I'm gonna ask you guys one thing: doubt me again. Doubt me again.
And what do you think about that? Of you take 3 years off, you never lost your titles. I saw Conor McGregor tweet recently. He's like, I never lost my world title. So I don't know what he means by that, but you never lost your flyweight title, you never lost your bantamweight title, but you return now against Aljamain Sterling. Are Are you a little bit surprised that you're being overlooked, that you are the underdog, which at the time of this interview, maybe the odds will change, but you are a slight underdog as we talk now. Does that surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, it does surprise me a little bit, but I like it, and I wish I was a more of an underdog, because that's where I strive. That's where the lights become bright for me. I love the challenge of people not believing in me. You know, and it's not even about the people. It's really about me. It's really about my soul. Like, I'm not doing this for fans. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this to prove to myself and what is it that my mind's actually thinking. You know, can I manifest this? Like the gold medal just didn't happen because I got lucky. The gold medal happened because I was obsessed with it. It's something that I mesmerized and I trained for every single day, where you almost start to hate it because it becomes so repetitive. You know, having a 3-year layoff, exactly a 3-year layoff. I love the challenge of it. I love the fact that I've been training for about a whole year now, bringing in science, bringing in the best partners from across the world, from Japan, from Mexico, from Brazil. You know, I mean, it's our team right now is the Team United Nations, because everybody plays their role in every little single thing, from the hyperbaric chamber to the altitude pods to the coaches that I have. And then what we do is we bring everybody together and making sure everybody's pushing the same car. So I love it. I love the fact that I'm going to go in there. I love the fact that I'm getting a title shot right off the back, as I rightfully so should get that title shot. And I'm here to prove everybody else wrong and to prove myself right.
So then was there a singular moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to come back, like, fuck it, I need to get back? And right now, was there a fight you were watching, or maybe a fighter in particular that got you fired up? Like, what was the moment?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even think Demetrius Johnson knows this. And I did tell him, I was like, Demetrius Johnson, as much as me and Michael inspired you to kind of, because remember we had that conversation with him, and he was like, so how come you don't fight? And I'm like, because I enjoy doing other things. And then we started talking numbers, like, hey, this is what I did. And he's like, and then he mentioned something that just kind of clicked. And he's like, yeah, but fighting is the easiest way to make money for you, and you're the best at it. And I just thought about it. I was like, when I started hearing the word easy, and then the fastest way to do it, I don't think he knows. He always says that I inspired him kind of, you know, to go off and branch out and become more of a businessman, because fighting will be done eventually for him. But when he mentioned that, I'm just like, he's right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still in my youth, and I wasn't even thinking about a comeback the first time that I saw Demetrius, that we started training. It was more of like maybe a kind of teeter-totter, maybe one toe in. But when we had that conversation, we went to a sauce. I'm just like, it just kind of just hit me a little harder. It's like, I got a family now though too, and we are making good money. But I think something that I've always chased, and I've always chased freedom and the spirit of competition. Like, yeah, I'm competing now, and you know, and bringing out the best content and analyzing, which I feel like I am the best, because I'm not tagged into an ESPN or anybody else. I'm here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I think this is why rapidly we've been, you know, along with you, Michael, we've been able to grow the channel very, very well. But at the same time, it's like my youth. I'm still considerably young. I'm 36 years old. You know what I mean? I haven't gone through major surgeries like everybody else. The only surgery that I've ever had was a damn broken heart. You know, I got patched up. I'm ready now. And I'm excited for May 6th. I know a lot of people are counting me out. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, he's not a dude. I feel like I'm in my prime now. Like, now, this is where I feel like I really understand the game. This is where my physical body is the strongest I've ever been. This is the fastest I've ever been. And I've had a chance to really dissect the sport and see it from the outside in. And then training now, I'm seeing it from the inside out. Like, I'm getting like both traits. That's going to make me extremely, extremely dangerous when I go up against Aljamain Sterling. I've studied him. I know my gifts. I've trained the best in the world. I've taken my time off, rightfully so. I've been training for a whole year. Anybody 135 pounds that decides to step in that octagon with me is in big trouble. And I mean that. They're in big, big trouble.
Yeah, and going back to Aljamain Sterling, you obviously have talked a lot of trash with him back and forth. Do you think you're overlooking him at all as an opponent, or do you respect what he has done in that bantamweight division?
I'll never overlook anybody. I'll respect anybody that I'm going to fight with, but he's not at my level. And those are just facts. And I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that on May 6th. I'm faster. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I understand my gifts more than him. I've competed and I beat better people than him. I just believe in my skills that much. You know, if I have to go Mexican style and take this dude to deep waters and okay, who is it's gonna break? I can take it there too. I can beat him technically. I can beat him tactically, or I could just take the gloves off and like, all right, man, who's gonna stand in this ring and who is it that's gonna break first? Because I know it's not gonna be me. You're either gonna have to knock me out, or I'm gonna have to get pulled out on a stretcher. That's the only way. And this isn't just me just talking. Look at my fights. Look at me from the Demetrius Johnson fight, from getting knocked out in round 1 to coming back, avenging my loss. Yeah, beating him a split decision. A lot of people call it controversial, whatever they want to be, but I beat him. Being down that Marlon Moraes fight, almost getting my legs kicked and going into with the sprained ankle. Literally blowing my shoulder out in round 1 to say, hey, who wants it more? Let's go toe-to-toe. Let's go Mexican style. Broke him. Being a guy on EPOs like TJ Dillashaw, taking him out in 32 seconds. Once I really understood the gist of the sport of mixed martial arts is when my career started really just taking off. I really started to understand the game. And I feel like these last 3 years, done what I've done, 3 years ago, I've been able to really dissect myself and really see and really get a chance to get to know me as a fighter as well. So the only thing that I could say is I'm not overlooking Aljamain Sterling. I'm not, because I got to respect every fighter. And yeah, there is that one punch that could catch anybody in the world. I just respect my skill that much.
Yeah, and of course, there's no hiding that you've talked a lot about C4 and how much that means to you. Why is it so important that even though you're already coming back, this is a tall enough task as it is going against Aljamain Sterling and getting that bantamweight title? Why is it so important for you to set an even bigger goal of, eventually one day getting that 145 title shot?
Honestly, because there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be made. A lot of people are like, oh, he's money driven. It's like, no, you just got to be driven to be successful. You see, there's a lot of money to be made, and I see a lot of Benjamins. As I watch, I see a lot of free money for me when I watch a guy like Aljamain fight or TJ fight or a lot of these guys. I'm a bank robber, and I'm here to rob them. I'm here to rob them in a very cheap way, and that is fighting. So, I mean, there's tons of motivations, but in reality, I think that's the biggest one. Alongside with making history. So it's a complexity of things. Like, it's not just, it's really what it really is. It's just freedom. I want more of that. And that's what the big bucks bring. It brings freedom for me and my family, because it's not just about me.
Yeah, and I was there when we were backstage after Alex Volkanovski successfully defended his title against Max Holloway. And I was actually filming with my phone at the time. You went up to Volkanovski. You told him how much you respect him. What is it about Volkanovski that you respect so much and just enjoy watching about him?
Because he understands the game. He'll set traps. He'll fight people different. He's a counterpart that I see. That, again, a lot of people will overlook me. But I don't think Volkanovski is dumb enough to really overlook me. You see what I'm saying? I've seen some of his interviews, and he's even had a little kind of slip of, what if he does beat me? You know what I'm saying? Then it's, oh, but he's not, and then he starts laughing. But there is I could sense that doubt. I could sense that I would be the biggest threat to him, more than anybody at 145 pounds. Like, the end goal is Volkanovski. Like, obviously there's Aljamain, there's O'Malley, and then there's Volk. And I'm after that third strap. Because I'm here to put myself in a position where my records will never be broken. First and only Olympic champion. Look at my Hall of Fame plaque there. It's not even my number one. My number one achievement is to be Olympic champion. My number two is being the youngest in history to be inducted into the USA Wrestling Hall of Fame. And you're talking about guys like Kurt Angle, anybody who's ever wrestled, Jon Jones, Daniel Cormier, guys that people know about. I happen to be the youngest to ever do it. You know, claiming 2 belts, defending both belts, coming back 3 years, taking that other challenge of me, again, proving it to myself and then showing it off to the world. You see what I'm saying? So you can call it a shtick, you can call it a persona, but in reality, this is who I am. I'm here to tell, I told you so.
So then are you saying if you win that 145 title, become the first UFC fighter ever to win a title in 3 divisions, you still wouldn't put that over the Olympic gold medal?
Man, I think the 3rd belt, I don't know. I would have to win it first to really understand it. But because I don't have it yet, I really can't put it up there. I got to obtain it first. If I don't obtain it, then that's what it was. See what I'm saying? So I have to win something like that to really kind of pinpoint. Because I know the UFC belt, as cool and as brutal as it looks on TV, it really is. It's nowhere near that. That 4 ounce of gold medal, it's not even gold. That's plated. It just isn't.
Yeah, and you brought him up, and not to take any of the attention away from Aljo, but you brought him up, Sean O'Malley. You have a history with him, and it's a very unique situation because you usually don't see a title fight happen and have a healthy fighter that's just sitting in the wings and you know they're the next contender. So what do you think about O'Malley just kind of beating Peter Yan in a very controversial decision, and then, you know, he's going to be next? What do you kind of think about Sean O'Malley right now?
No, I think he's privileged. But I also do think, and I also do know that he has skills. His striking skills, it's actually legit. His fakes, his feints, how he puts himself in position, he's pretty accurate with his punches. But he's also had the royal road. Controversial loss to a guy like Peter Yan. I don't even know if Sean O'Malley even won a round from him. But I will say this, he is dangerous. And I do have a special plan for O'Malley. You see, so it's already been, he's not on my mind, but it's already been premeditated. You know what I mean? It's like we are your reflection of your mind. And I just feel like he's the next guy in line, and I'm gonna have to make an example of him too before I go up against a Volk. So I think to me it works out very, very well. I get both of these 2 fights, and then I go up against Volkanovski. And I want to fight Volkanovski as soon as possible.
Jon Jones, of course, you trained with him here in Phoenix, but also in Albuquerque. When you saw his performance and just taking a layoff really similar to yours, did that kind of get you motivated and hungry to return, just seeing like, man, he just went in there and just blew past this guy? Like, what was your reaction to, first of all, training with Jon, and then just seeing what he did in his return?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was extraordinary what Jon was able to do. You know, I would have loved to have seen him fight Francis, you know, the guy that left with the heavyweight crown, but what he was able to do to a guy like Cyril Gahn in the fashion that he did it, it just shows, man, like your mentality, like the ring rust is in your damn head. If you physically prepared for yourself for a moment like this, you're good. You're good. I know I'm good. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not, oh, he's been gone for 3 years. Like, no, that competitive sense is there. And if I have to go for broke, I will go for broke. But the end goal is to win. And to me, it's all about winning. So what Jon was able to do a couple months back, it just confirms to me, you know, where is it that I'm at? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no difference between me and Jon Jones. As a competitor, I do feel like I do feel like nobody's better than me as a competitor. He may have more experience than me as a fighter, but as a competitor, I don't think nobody's better than me. I really do.
And of course, there's that viral moment that I shot at his last practice in Albuquerque, where you were giving him that little advice up against the fence. And actually, I was there, so I could say that was the only thing you said all practice. That was the one little nugget. They gave you the room, and you gave that advice to Jon.
This position here, don't fight it too much here, especially if you know he's gonna get out. If you know he's gonna get out, you front cut. You find your different rest periods. You're able to just hold him. Dude, you're good here. Elbows, keep his head inside, be able to drain him there.
What is it about you where you have these kind of just knowing what these positions and this IQ of the game, like where do you get that from where you're able to see these things coming?
No, it's experience. I mean, it's like what you do is you look at the guy's talent and then you look at what more like it could happen with with the strengths of a guy like Jon Jones, and making sure that he doesn't fatigue himself in these positions where he's actually able to get them. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of tactical sense that, and I think that's what makes me special is tactically. When is it that I can make adjustments? That I have to make adjustments. If I lost a round, if I'm getting beat up in a round, I'm gonna let that round go and I'm gonna cruise it. I'm gonna take my chances in that second round. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just there's a different philosophy that I have because at the end of the day, it's all about winning. So seeing positions like the ones that Jon got in is like, hey, more likely you may be here. You take him down, he's more likely going to get to the fence and then start to cover. Like your job is to go over unders, front headlock him and look for something. It's just experience, man. That's all I can say. I just have an eye. I think it's a gift. My brother Angel is the same way. This is why he has one of the best schools, if not the best school in the country, with Valiant Prep College here in Arizona. Because of that same reason, we just come from we've been coached by really good people, and I've been able to learn from our brother Angel a lot.
Yeah, and going back to UFC 288, where would you say your head at is compared to any of the big fights you've had in the past, or even your last fight against Dominic Cruz? Like, are you feeling different at all taking a 3-year break, or are you starting to get those same feelings back?
I feel even better because there's a hunger. And there's also, I feel like I'm training for my first Olympic Games again. I feel like that boy that was just didn't know the outcome, but was just doing everything that he could to be able to have his hand raised and to be able to accomplish his dream. I think the difference, I have that feeling, but I just know what the outcome is now. To me, it's too clear. So, on May 6th, I will remain champion, and that's all there is to it. Like there's no going back. Like there ain't no plan B. It's all or nothing.
Do you think it's always here on out, Henry Cejudo going for gold or nothing? Like you can't ever see yourself having like a non-title fight?
Yeah, of course, man. I'm not here to just be a participant. I'm too much of a competitor, man. I'm too much of a competitor to be in this game just to fight. If I ain't the best, then I'm out. I'm gonna be the best. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm in. Like that's all there is to it. The crowd doesn't please me. I'm not pleased by fans. I'm just not. I'm pleased by two things: making history and making money.
Is there anything, even though you just said you don't care about the fans, but is there anything that you do want to say to your fans?
Yeah, we might want to cut that.
No, I actually like that line. If anything, I liked it, but no. So,
but I'm fucking serious when I say
that's
that.
what I'm saying. I liked it. If anything, actually, I liked it. But no, is there anything you want to say to your fans? Who have supported you, who've called for you to come back for these 3 years, and now that they're seeing you, like, do you have?
No, I think if I have a message for all you fans is, I hope you guys can be an inspiration for others. I hope I've had a little bit of what I gave to you guys, that you guys can go out and take a chance and fight for your dreams. There's nothing. What you guys could do for me is succeed, is go out there, take chances. That's what I would ask. I'm good. I'm happy. I got a beautiful family. I got a beautiful wife. I got a beautiful kid. I'm blessed. Go out and get yours. I think that's my message to all you fans.
Is anything else that you wanted to say that I didn't ask in the interview?
I think and all do me a favor too. And Ben need a King Triple C.
And that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's good. I felt like a fucking ESPN. You're good at this shit, Mike.
And I thought that was good.
So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!